Hello everyone, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Jordan Owen. I'm an education assistant for the Sea-Watch Foundation. And here at Sea-Watch, we conduct research and conservation on bottlenose dolphins within Cardigan Bay. What we also like to do is to provide education and awareness to our guests and visitors who are interested in our events. So what I'd like to do for this video is to introduce a new audience to our organisation, and that is to engage those who are hard of hearing. I like the idea of producing a video with the signs for marine biological organisms, and I think this particular subject is a little bit underlooked, in my personal opinion. I think there is an opportunity to engage those who are deaf or hard of hearing and bring them into the world of marine biology so we can really bridge the gap in that way. So I think it would be a good idea to provide an introductory session, and I'll begin with two animals that we primarily study, that are the whales and dolphins. The whales are this. Imagine these two hands together with your thumbs wrapped around each other, and then you simply bring forward the entire collection, and that is the sign for whale. Again, whale. Now for a dolphin, it would be this sign here. Imagine a dolphin bouncing up and down into the water. Again, dolphin. Now, to make matters a little bit more complicated, sometimes you can get things like blue whales, grey seals, and white sharks. So, if you introduce a couple of colours for a moment, the sign for blue is this bottom fist here, with this other hand putting two fingers rubbing it in a circular motion. And that is the sign for blue. Again, blue. The sign for white is this, with your middle finger poking inward, and then you simply spray forward like that. White. Again, white. I think I said grey earlier on before. If I did, I apologise. The real sign for grey is this. Your fist again, with this hand out and resting on top with a little wiggle, and that is the sign for grey. Again, grey. So, if you wanted to describe a blue whale, it would be whale, blue. Again, whale, blue. If you wanted to do a grey whale, it would be whale, grey. Again, whale, grey. If you wanted to do a grey seal, the sign for seal is this. Just a simple wave of your hand from your side. And then we add grey on top of that. So again, seal, grey. Now, if we wanted to introduce the white shark, the shark's a pretty cool one actually, it would be this sign. Shark, white. Again, shark, white. Lovely. Now, as part of our organisation, we do indeed, like I mentioned before, we introduce events and we like to promote activities that we can conduct to engage our audiences and raise awareness of the marine biological organisms here in the UK, and that includes those found on the rocky shore. And we often conduct a rocky shore safari, where we find all manner of amazing organisms, such as the crabs. And the sign for crab is these two hands pinching together, just like the claws of a crab. Again, crab. You're unlikely to see lobsters direct on the rocky shore, but if you do, say, in an aquarium or just as you're passing through the water, it's very similar to a crab, only you bring them a bit lower down, pinched together like that. Again, lobster. In your rock pools, you might also find prawns, and there's sometimes throughout the year you can find tiny little ones. They're only little babies and some teenage stage versions of them, but you can find them en masse within so many rocky pools. It's perfectly possible to see those as well. And like the crabs and the lobsters, they're also part of the decapod family. So naturally, of course, there's a sign that's very similar from the crabs and the lobsters to the prawns. And the sign for prawn is the crab's claw again, doing a little semicircle like that. Again, prawn. You may also find tiny little fish in some of the rock pools, and the sign for fish is this: a simple shimmy of the hand right there. Again, fish. Sometimes the rocky shores might also encompass the roof of a reef, and the sign for a reef is this. Again, reef. Lovely. In the water, you may also find squid. So if you use your hand to move forward like that, like that, like that, imagine a squid sort of pushing and propulsing its way through the water. Again, squid. Lovely. Naturally, of course, in the sea, you'll find all manner of sea creatures. The sign for sea is this, and for sea, the sign for sea creatures is this with that. Again, sea and sea creatures. You may also find something called a sea mouse. Not usually something you see on your rocky shores, but you might see them washed up, and you might be more likely to see them in an aquarium or several meters down below the water's surface. The sign for that is mouse, sea. Again, mouse, sea. For those of you who live closer around in than the Pacific, I certainly hope you don't find any of these, but they are very cool. They're called the sea snakes, and the sign for snake is snake, sea. Again, snake, sea. You may also find seabird. It's important to identify it as seabird rather than a seagull, because seagull is correctly used to describe the family that encompasses the kittiwakes, and herring gulls are not actually seagulls, they're seabirds. Seabirds is more of a correct description for them. And the sign language for a seabird is bird, sea. Again, bird, sea. Lovely. On the rocky shores as well, you may also find a starfish, which is simply your hand come down like that. Starfish. Again, starfish. And the sign for jellyfish is actually very similar. You have your open hand again, bounced up and down repeatedly. Again, jellyfish. You may also find octopuses as well, and the sign for that is this. This hand placed up on that hand right there, and then brought downward like that. Again, octopus. Now, for those of you who have seen that fabulous documentary on Netflix as well, in case you wanted to describe that documentary, it would be My Octopus Teacher. Whoops, sorry, I should probably say that the other way around there, pardon me. It is My Teacher Octopus. Again, My Teacher Octopus. Lovely. As part of our organisation as well, we also like to promote events throughout the year, dictating several different days in which we celebrate the successes attained by other organisations by which they've helped preserve and protect its very valuable species that are part of the marine ecosystem. And there could be days like National Otter Day, National Marine Seagrass Day. It could be as International Manta Day and a smattering of other events like that. One of the other days we like to pay close attention to is World Ocean Day, and the sign language for World Ocean Day is World Ocean Day. Again, World Ocean Day. Fabulous. Now, thank you very much for listening there, everyone. This is again, this is very much an introductory video into sign language within marine biology. My apologies if I got some of those wrong. Actually, I'm still sort of getting the kinks of a lot of the sign language involved with the sea creatures. But I hope by producing this video, it will help to push forward the knowledge known of marine biological organisms in terms of how you would say them for those who are deaf or hard of hearing. I think it's really essential that we get involved with that audience, so it's more accessible to those who are more interested in marine biology. So feel free to watch this video. If there's anything I've got correct, or if there are any other marine organisms that you'd like to help me to add, that'd be absolutely brilliant. And I hope you guys have a good day. Feel free to get in touch at www.seawatchfoundation.org, and they can provide my details so we can lend a helping hand in that regard. It'll be a really good collaborative effort. I'm sure we can learn loads together. Thank you guys for listening, guys. Bye bye.